What is up, my friends? What is going on? Welcome back. My name is Control for Days. I am happy to have you here for my third and final video of this week. Today, I am going to show you how to win a modern challenge. Very, very simple. There is not a lot to this. It is a very straightforward process that I am going to try to teach and convey to you today. All right, so here's how it goes. First, you go to MTG Goldfish. You search a user by the name of Zerk. You get their most recent deck, you play that deck exactly as they would play it, and then you win the challenge. Simple as that. So today's video, we are doing just that. We're doing it in a league, we're not doing it in a challenge. But we are running Zerk Yawgmoth. The list that he won the challenge with this past weekend, we are putting it through a league, putting it through the paces, I'm excited to do so. We haven't done this just yet. We are playing the Yawgmoth list, and we're going to make the most of it. This list, very close to what I'm running right now. He and I are on a very similar page with what we think is good in a given metagame and where our lists are heading. Biggest difference with what he's doing right now, with what Zerk is doing right now, is a third basic forest, which there's kind of like a cause and effect that has led to this happening. The new set came out. Amulet Titan got better. Because Amulet Titan got better, or faster, or people are at least expecting it to be that, Blood Moon decks, or Blood Moon in general, is expected to be more popular. Because there's more Blood Moons, you want to run more basics, and boom, we have a third basic forest. Besides that, the main deck is almost identical. Nothing really of note that's different from what I've been running. The 1 Prosperous Innkeeper, the 4 Wall of Roots, the 3 Birds of Paradise, a Patra, no Messenger, 3 Eldritch Evos, and 2 Endurance are the main highlights. The sideboard here, let's pull this thing up here. Zerk is on 2 sideboard removal spells, a Murderous Cut and a Fatal Push. In the past, I've tested Murderous Cut and have not been the biggest fan of it because a lot of the decks that you bring it in against have graveyard hate for you. But Zerk has been running this, has been doing well with it, has run it for quite some time off and on, and I certainly trust his expertise and am willing to reconsider how I feel about the card. So we're gonna run it through today's league. In addition to that, Zerk is also running Outland Liberator instead of Haywire Might. And once again, I feel the same way. I trust what he's doing. He's the GOAT right now, so we're going to do as he does and see if some of the goodness rubs off on us here. So we're taking this into the league. We are going to jam Zerk Yawg. Let's get after it. All right, we are jumping into our modern league with Zerk Yawg. We are playing against player 44. Match 1, we are on the draw. Current record 0-0, if you couldn't tell. I feel like we do this all the time. Starting off with a hand of pretty much all lands. We cannot keep this. We're going to be mulliganing down to 6 cards. Our 6-card hand is much better, much better. We're going to keep this, and I think we're going to ship an Ignoble, and yeah, let's run with it. I do not hate this hand. This hand looks much better. Let's see what player 44 is up to. What you doing? Wooded Foothills, Fetch, Basic Mountain, feels like Prowess, and a Ragavan. Okay. So, of course, Ragavan is dropped on the other side of the board. Our best draw is going to be a Yawgmoth. We did not hit a Yawgmoth, but we will play out our Ignoble Hierarch and pass the turn. I don't know if you guys noticed, I switched my basics this league. Not because these are the ones I would normally run, but just to differentiate that this is not my list. And I like these basics. I like them. If I was going to run a full art basic, this is what I would run. Alright, we're on to mountain number 2. I guess this could be like an 8 blast style deck as well. Feels like that is a possibility. Lava Dart. Okay, so that's a Prowess card. No Prowess creatures as of right now, though. Okay, they keep a card on top. They're going to hit us for 2 with the Ragavan. They'll get a treasure and take the top card of our library. Let's see what they take here. Alright, they hit a land, so not the end of the world. We'll have a chump blocker down for this Wall of Roots. Wouldn't have Wouldn't have hated to draw something that would have allowed us to cast our Geist there. That would have been pretty strong, but instead we've got our Wall of Roots. And we might not be in a position to block with this Wall of Roots, only because our entire hand is contingent on this thing being in play. So we might actually have to take a hit here, unfortunately. Another hit. We'll see if they attack. They do attack. And honestly, I'm just going to take this. We need this wall to survive. So we're taking a hit for 3. Might be a mistake. I didn't give that too much thought, but if this wall is not in play, we're not winning the game. We exiled a Blooming Marsh. They play another land. They have 3 cards in hand. Let's see what they're doing from here. Another basic mountain. And a Light Up the Stage. Our best draw from this point is just a land that doesn't deal us damage. Whoa, okay. They drew into Swift Spear and Unholy Heat. That is pretty good. There's a little bit of tension with this card, Light Up the Stage. In a Prowess style deck, you definitely want to cast it pre-combat, but you want to have access to cards pre-combat, but you deal damage post-combat. So Twilight Mirror was a really good draw. 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're gonna play our Geist out, and then we will Endurance during their turn. We're just gonna leave this back here, and we are telegraphing a little bit that we have like a Court of Calling or something like that, but you gotta do what you gotta do. 17 life to 13 life. They've got the Heat and Exile, 2 cards in hand. I think they're debating if they're gonna Heat during the upkeep here, and they are. Oh, they're bolting me. Okay. They keep a card on top, it seems. Oh, they put Lava Dart in the graveyard. Okay, they draw a land, they fetch a land. We'll see what they do from this point forward. Feels like it might be a Breach turn. Okay, a Mutagenic Growth. Sure, they have 0 cards in hand. 3 card types in the graveyard. Okay, 4th card type is the Bauble there. So that's not great for us. There was... what I should have done is I should have Enduranced in response to the Mutagenic Growth. But here I think we actually might be able to get them. So they're heating, they'll put another card into the graveyard, and then we're going to eat their graveyard with this Endurance. We are going to take a point of damage, but our wall will survive here. Not sure they saw that one coming. Alright, they're going to Lava Dart targeting my Geist. Looks like they left a card on top. Geist will return with a counter on it, and then I imagine they probably... Maybe they might Lava Dart also the Wall of Roots here. We'll see. They do not. Okay. My wall survives. Let's see what they do from here. Attack with Ragavan. Attack with the Swift Spear. Sure. Ragavan is a 4/3. Swift Spear is a 5/6. Alright, I think we're going to block the Ragavan here. Take the 5, go down to 4. That is so risky. No, I think we have to block the Swift Spear as well. And we're going to Chord for a Dryad Arbor here. We need to preserve our life total, especially if we're getting Yawg on this next turn, which we will likely be doing. We'll see if they remember to put Gigantha into their hand. They do not. So that is good for us. Hierarch is our draw. Okay, we're going to start by playing out the Hierarch here. I'm going to attack for 4. And then we're going to be evoing this Geist away. And from there we'll be in a pretty commanding position, I think. I don't want to speak too soon, but that was pretty good. Okay. We'll see how this next turn goes. They have 10 life, 1 card in hand, and they drew a Light Up the Stage. Ragavan and Soulscar Mage. So they can play both of those out, but really not too big a deal. There's the Ragavan, and there's the Soulscar. We'll be able to wipe their board on their turn. On our turn. Okay, best possible draw for us, I think, is a Blood Artist at this point. Alright, there's a Misty. Alright, we're going to start with a Yawgmoth. We're going to hit their Soulscar down. Grist is fine. I'm a little concerned about putting my life total too low. I'm debating, do I want to play out the Grist and start plussing? Do I want to proliferate? I think the move is proliferate here. Alright, Geist is pretty good. Maybe I save the Geist for next turn. I might have to. I might have to save that. Okay, we're going to proliferate here. And I'm going to get rid of the Grist, and then I think we'll just have lethal next turn. I'm going to attack with Yawg right now too. If they have a direct damage spell to target the wolf, I'm just going to use the wolf sacrificing and kill the Ragavan. We're at 5 life. They have 1 card in hand. And they scoop. Alright, we're up a game. It's always a challenging matchup, so... we have quite a few cards for this matchup here. Ooze is a maybe. The rest of these, I think, are coming in. We're going to shave on Court of Callings. We're going to shave on Grist. Double Endurance. Cut is a 1-drop. Push is a 1-drop. Ooze is a 2-drop. From here, I think we're also going to get rid of Hierarch and a bird. It might even be right just to get rid of 2 Hierarchs and just save our birds just in case they have a flyer. We didn't see any flyers that game, but I think that's reasonable. And pretty happy with this configuration. We're going to run it. Let's do it. If I start being Prowess with Zerk's list, I might just be convinced at that point to run this list, because I think I've lost my last probably 3 to this deck. That was on a mulligan too that game, so it was a 6-card hand. Opening 7 this game I think is acceptable. We're going to keep it. Our lands don't deal us damage, which is really nice. They kept a 7-card hand. We're imagining this bird is going to die, but you gotta keep it. It plays. Okay. Turn 1. Yeah, I think we're just going to play out our bird. Pass the turn. Crime Punishment can be a really big game against this deck. Alright, and they're attacking here. And I think there's actually a strong possibility we block. I think we're going to block and play out our Geist next turn. Hope here is that they go like 1-drop into 1-drop. Okay, that's good for us. I don't know if they were hoping to have that extra land. That was a good draw as well. We're playing out our Besaju here, playing out our Geist, and then we will pass the turn from here. If we can get them to dump another 1-drop onto the board, which I don't think they have because they wouldn't have played the Foundry out tapped last turn, but if they do, that's going to be really big for us. There's a light up the stage pre-combat. So a little bit of a sign of weakness from them. Swift Spear into the graveyard. Let's see what they... Okay, a Dart and a Channeler. So what we're going to be doing likely is leaving up Endurance, I think. Huh. Wall of Roots is nice. Like, I want them to play out the next Channeler here. And then they'll dart me, or dart the Geist. There's quite a few choices here. I could also just get a Yawgmoth. I think I like the Endurance line this turn. And then do Yawg next turn. Like, let them commit their resources trying to whittle down mine. And then catch them a little bit off guard and then wipe their board the following turn. Alright, there's the Channeler. They have 3 card types. They'll have 4 with the Dart. They fetch with the Wooded Foothills, 3 cards in hand. Channeler is such a ridiculous card. Card is stupid. Definitely slept on this one when it first got spoiled. That was not on my radar. Silly, silly me. Okay, they dump a Path to Exile. Lava Dart hits our Geist. Geist is going to come back. See if they have like another Bolt or something, in which case we're okay with that. Sure. Be my guest. Bobble into the graveyard. They got 2 cards in hand. Feeling pretty good about this game. We're going to let them swing. 3, 4, 5. Put our good friend Endurance onto the battlefield. Hit their graveyard. I'm going to block the Ragavan, assuming I have the opportunity to. I'll let them bolt it down if they want to. We'll take a hit for 1, and then we'll dump both of these guys on their next turn. There's another Ragavan. Okay. Sure. I'll take a 3 for nothing. I will gladly take this. Punishment for 1. Apologies. I'm going to go down to 15. Cast out another Yawgmoth. I guess I could have cast the Wall of Roots. Maybe that was the better move. Wall of Roots into punishment. I think that was probably the better play. They have 2 cards in hand. Prismatic Ending. Sure. Sure. Okay. We're going to lead with an attack here. And then from here, I think we go Wall of Roots, Evo. And I'm just debating, do I Evo the Endurance or do I Evo... I think I Evo the Wall. I think our mana's pretty good at this point. We'll get a Yawgmoth, play out a land, and then pass the turn. See what they've got. To make sure I don't yield through the turn here. Dragon's Rage. Sure. 2 card types. We call that NBD. And a Breach. Okay, so they're going to get to use one of these cards. They really wanted to hit a Bobble there. They did not. So they'll get either a Dragon's Rage or a Channeler back. I guess they could Ending and just try to hit a Bobble, but no. Okay. Dragon's Rage number 2. Sure. And just any creature we draw here is just GG. And that's, I mean, that's a creature too. I'm gonna start with a fetch. Get our Dryad Arbor. Dump one of these. I'm surprised they haven't scooped yet, to be honest, if I'm being candid. I didn't really give a lot of thought to this. What's the best card from here? I think I'm just gonna get a Scavenging Ooze. I realized that was pretty aggressive, but I think it's really, really hard for them to win if they don't have a board state. Make sure I turn off my auto yields here. They have one card in hand. We are in such a commanding position. Prismatic Ending. We'll draw a card off that. We're at 11 life, they're at 12 life. It's interesting, this game's kind of been a little bit like, nobody's really dealt any damage for the last couple of turns, but I think we're pretty far ahead here. I'm just going to sack this Yawgmoth right here and now, see if we can find another Undier. I think our life total is high enough and their resources are low enough where we can do this without much risk. I'll play out a Hierarch. I should have tapped the Beseiju, but draw a card here. Another Endurance. Yeah, so my sequencer was a little iffy there, but I think it's all fine. I don't think we have too much to worry about. Famous last words, right? We've got nothing to worry about. I'll be right back. And then you're dead. Okay. Moving back to their turn. Let's see if they scoop from here. They're at 9 life. Yeah, nothing they can. All right, we are back. Match 2 of our Modern League with Zerk Yawg. We are currently 1-0 playing against NsaneGoon. We are going to be on the draw this game. Our opening 7 is definitely acceptable. We will keep this and see how it goes. Opponent did not reveal any sort of a companion. Leads on Urza Saga, which we've seen quite a bit over the course of the last few leagues, and ports that saga into an Amulet of Vigor. Post board against Amulet, this is the start that you love to see, especially when you have a Force of Vigor in your hand, because it just feels so good when you can pop both of those in one shot. We're going to lead on Peatland into Hierarch. We're taking a point of damage here, but we want to save this Beseiju if we possibly can. So we're going to hold off on playing that out if we can help it. Turn 2, our opponent is, I mean, they have the Saga and they have the Amulet, so they basically have 3 amulets. We might just be dead here, which I'm starting to get used to happening. We've had this happen a couple of times over the course of the last couple of leagues. And there's nothing special about what they're doing right now. Like, all of these cards were in their deck before the newest set came out, so this is not anything unique or something they couldn't have done previously. So them having the Summoner's Pact, though, depending on what they do, at this point, we could actually potentially beat them by getting this Beseiju. Okay, they didn't cast the pact, though, so that's important to note. We'll draw for turn here. Land is our best draw. All right, another Dork. And they are just like on the verge of just blowing up here. So if they go Pact, and we're gonna take so much. They have 6, 12. All right, I don't know that I can really do anything here. I think I just have to pass and hope that we win because they can't pay for a Pact trigger. I think that's our line to win this game, unfortunately. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I think it's very unlikely that that happens. Okay, so they have another Amulet. The hope is that they Pact first. They do. Ooh, okay. They get a Prime Time. All right, so all these triggers are going to be on the stack here, and we are going to pop, and they might just lose. Can you pay for your Summoner's Pact? Sequencing, sequencing, sequencing. Our opponent has 4 amulets. Did we just steal the game? He said, GG, didn't see that. Got him. We got him. Up 1. 4 amulets. Can't stop us. Let's go. Let's go. Play to your outs, people. Play to your outs. That was amazing. I feel so good right now. Ooh, okay. Amulet Titan. We know what we're doing here. Thoughtseize, Force of Vigors, Crime Punishment, and Necromentia. That's 8. And I think we might bring in... Could bring in a Cut or a Thoughtseize. I think I'm going to bring in... I'm not sure about either. We'll see about that. We're going to shave 2 Chords, 2 Endurance, 2 Grist, 2 Wall of Roots, and then a Yawgmoth. And I think we're going to bring in, I think, a Thoughtseize on the draw, an extra Thoughtseize, and we'll see how this goes. Our opponent was feeling mighty confident, and we got him. We snuck him. All right, we are back. Game 2 against Amulet Titan. We are on the draw, and our opening 7 has no interaction in 6 lands, so we can't keep this. Not what you want to see. All right, our 6 is a little sketchy. This is just so slow. Like, we have a turn 3 Necro, turn 2 Liberator, but we're on the draw and they kept a 7. I don't know that we can keep this. I feel like we need interaction for the early game. I mean, if I draw into like a dork, that would be great. This one's close. And if we get rid of this hand, I mean, Force of Vigor gets much worse on a 5-card hand. We don't have any one. I feel like we have to mulligan this as much as I want to keep it. All right, this we're kind of just like banking on the strength of Crime Punishment and Liberator. We'll keep it. We'll dump Blood Artist and a Hierarch. Like, we're gonna need to draw a land. And like, Crime Punishment is probably gonna be for 0 or 1. If it's for 1, we'll wipe our own board, which I don't really want to do. This is a close one. Geist doesn't really do too much either. Maybe I just get rid of the Geist and go with this. All right, we'll see how this goes. I don't love this hand. All right, there's an Amulet. They always have it. It feels like now they always have it for some reason, even though they still have the same number of amulets that they had previously. We have a third Hierarch, not what we wanted. We want to land here. Land off the top for us. All right, so they're going to untap their Gruul Turf, 2 mana, bounce, and they play a Dryad, sure. And there's a Saga, sure. Okay. Can we get a land? One time. We did not get a land. Okay, so from here, we're priced into double Hierarch, I think. And then we just need to hope we don't die on our next turn. Our opponent's pretty much had like the perfect, this is almost the perfect start here. So they're going to be up to 6 mana on this turn. And then if they have a Titan, yeah, we're probably pretty close to dead here. We kind of have to hope that they mess up again. It was strange they didn't add a mana with the Stronghold. I think they might have messed up. Okay, this is a really weird line that our opponent's taking. I'm not exactly sure why they're taking this line. All right, we drew into a Yawgmoth, which I don't know if that's good enough. Like, we need to get rid of the Dryad, or maybe it is good enough. Maybe the line is like Yawg and hope to draw into like Force of Vigor. Maybe that's how we win this game. Like, start eating the Dryad. Maybe that's our out. Maybe that's how we win this. We'll try it. We'll see. I feel like this is a little bit of a long shot, but I also think it's probably our best shot of winning. So if we get a Force of Vigor, I think we're probably hitting Saga and Amulet. And the hope is that we draw land into like a Yawgmoth. All right, there's a land. We hit another 1-drop here. We did hit a 1-drop, so we'll be able to get rid of this Dryad. This is like a very, very aggressive line here. And we drew another bird. Okay, yeah, we really needed Force of Vigor there. We didn't hit it. Off of 4 draws. All right, there's a second Amulet. I'm guessing we're probably just going to lose from here. Assuming they have a Titan. We know 1 or 2 of the cards in their hand. We know they have a bounce land. We know they have the hasty land. Okay, so there's the bounce land we knew about. So this is 4 mana. Opponent's thinking. Okay, bounces back to their hand here. 3 mana for a Tireless Tracker. I really hope that this is all they're doing here. Feels like they should have left a green mana in pool. Wow. Yeah, if we can get out of this, feels like, I guess they don't have a Titan, because they would have cast it. And now if we can get our Crime Punishment, wipe the amulets, and then the following turn just start to try to get ahead. All right, we're not in a position to do that. So I think we're going Wall of Roots into Birds of Paradise, and then pass the turn from there. Hope they don't draw a Titan. Like, if Tireless Tracker is their threat, we're perfectly fine with that. This has been a very strange game, right? Okay, they're giving this thing Vigilance and Haste until end of turn, sure. And they're attacking with a 6/4. I think we'll just block with the bird, and then we'll sacrifice targeting the tracker here. Okay, there's another land, so that's not bad. It's strange that we're in this game. It feels like we should have lost this game. Definitely feels like we should have lost this game. All right, so Crime Punishment gets us Hapatra, and our Misty gets us... Okay, so we're actually not in a bad spot right now. So we'll be able to deal with their board. So we're going to Evo away this Dryad Arbor, get our Hapatra, and we'll start mowing things down. And once again, I really want to find myself a Force of Vigor. Okay, there's a Chord of Calling, not terrible. We'll be able to use that next turn. We'll leave it at that for the time being. And now if we can find Force of Vigor, we'll be able to win next turn. Or be able to find our Blood Artist, I mean. Not Force of Vigor. I've got Force of Vigor on the mind here. As long as we don't die here. Okay, they play their Karoo bounce land thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feels like we might be dead. Did you draw what I think you drew? Don't do it. Oh, Endurance? Okay. That's weird. Sure. I'm so confused by this game. So confused. They have a 5/4 haste vigilance. Sure. Alright, block. That's fine by me. We'll pay 1. We'll dump down this Endurance a notch. Draw our Boseiju, get another token. And we're good with that. Alright, so we're gonna get at least 5 draws. Okay, now we're infinite, I believe. So we're gonna get our Yawgmoth, and then I will get our Blood Artist from here. I did not think we were winning this game or this match, so this is very surprising right now. And if our opponent does not have a way to get rid of this Blood Artist, okay, they have another Endurance, which is going to be more tokens and more life for us. So we're gonna hit this Endurance down before it goes to the graveyard, which means we're gonna get to draw an extra like 6 or 7 cards. Or 4 cards, I guess, not 6 or 7, but enough. Alright, so there goes the Endurance. And now we'll kill this Endurance. Still haven't found a Force of Vigor, though. Still looking for our Force of Vigor. Alright, there's another Chord. Another Yawgmoth would be good, too. We'd be cool with that. Alright, what do we draw? Thoughtseize, okay. Dump that down 1. Dump that 1. Another 1. Okay, so we're just churning our value here. We're up to 8 life. They're down to 8 life. And they scooped. We got there. I don't know what just happened, but we got there. We are back. Match 3 of our Modern League. We are currently 2-0. We are on the play against MShake47. Got to assume the M is for milk. Good old friend Milkshake47 over here. Opening 7 is excellent. I like this hand. But I hate when I say that, because when I say that, for whatever reason, I usually wind up losing. They don't reveal a companion. We're going to lead, as expected. Boseiju into bird and pass the turn. All right, our opponent's turn 1. Milkshake, what are you doing here? What you up to, Milkshake? Urza Saga, Amulet. Probably. Maybe not. We'll see. All right, Bobble. Playing against Murktide, maybe? Bobbling themselves. So there's 2 decks we're thinking it might be. Murk and Breach right off the bat. There are other decks. Could be Death Shadow. Could be the 8 Blast deck as well, I think plays Bobble. Scalding Tarn. Could be Prowess. Prowess would have a companion. Alright, Fetch, Shock. Does our bird live? Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool if you want to let our bird live. Your Spell Pierce / Minor Misstep. Not going to do the job in this instance. Whichever of the 2 it is. We're going to fetch our Tomb. I'm going to take the points of damage here. I'm okay with this. And play out our Grist. I guess it could be a Spell Snare as well. Okay, I'm trying to Spell Pierce our Grist and finding out that this is in fact a creature. I wish I had $1 every time that happened. I don't know how much money I'd have, but I would guess it would be a Alright, we'll plus our Grist. And now the tell is apparent. They do have a Spell Pierce in there. So we will be playing around that. I mean, it was already apparent when they fetched Shocked, but now it is even more so apparent. Alright, they got 2 mana up. Another Bobble. The most innocuous broken card in all of Modern. They bobble us. Got the information. It's out of control. Alright, we'll draw off their Bobble. Let's see what we draw into. A land, hopefully. Alright, we're doing it. So my question is, do I want to attack with this insect? I think we're actually going to bait a little bit. I'm going to lead on the Hierarch here. A little sequencing. I guess they know I have the Forest, so they might not bite on this one, but they're thinking about it. I don't know how much experience Milkshake has against this. Okay, there's the Minor Misstep, which I referenced earlier. So does that matter to us? Does that take them off of anything? They could have a spell snare here too, which would be annoying if they did, but not the end of the world. You're not. Alright, so we got 5 up with our Chord of Calling, but I don't think we need to use that right now. I think we're just going to get a hit in. As I've mentioned in the past against this deck, I feel like whichever side of the table gets the tempo to start with is the one that winds up usually winning the game. And like, the pressure's on them now. They've got to answer what we're doing. So we have the tempo, we have the board presence. So this would be an instance where I wanted to maybe not attack, but like one of the situations where that would be relevant. But I think we're going to be able to maybe not stick our chord, but get a counter, then resolve a Yawg on the following turn. Let's see what Milkshake is doing. We got some non-basics. Third red-blue land. Imitation Volcanic Islands on the other side of the table. Bajillion Mishra's Baubles, but still only 3 card types. Alright. They bobble themselves. A little strange after making their land drop there. I'm not sure why they would do that. Unless they have like a... I don't know. I don't know why they would do that. If you guys know why they would do that, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm a little baffled why that would be the move. Especially if you had a Dragon's Rage in your hand too. Oh my gosh. I don't understand that sequencing at all. That is very, very confusing to me. Okay, so they have 2 mana up, so they're representing a counter spell. We have lands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we can play around a Spell Pierce. So if they do tap down to 1 mana, we will do just that. See if they consider here. They're considering. Nothing. Upkeep. Now they're going to consider. Okay. Okay. I like it. I like what you're doing there. Dump a Spell Pierce. All right, so they have a Spell Pierce in hand and 1 in the graveyard. And they put a Ragavan into the graveyard as well. Land drop for turn. They're probably going to attack into our Grist with a 3/3 here, I would imagine. Yes. And then from here, I wonder if I try to save my Grist and Chord right now. I think that might be the move. And make them use their counterspell here now. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Not I. Milkshake puts a Lightning Bolt into their graveyard. Grist is going to go down to 3. I imagine they're going to fetch Shock after that and try to bolt our Grist. And then the floodgates will open. Alright, no, okay. Not great for our opponent here. So a little bit of a risk here. I could play out the Innkeeper if they have something like a Spell Snare. We could get really punished for that, but I think it's worth the risk. Or maybe not. Maybe it's not worth the risk, but it's fine nonetheless. Plus our Grist will gain a life. One of our Endurances to the graveyard, definitely a card that's of note. Play out our Yawgmoth. I am doing all this pre-combat. I don't know if I should or shouldn't be doing that, but and I'll attack for 3 here. I don't think our line is Chord of Calling here because we know they have the Spell Pierce. All right, and then we're gonna dump this this Dragon's Rage. We're gonna draw a couple cards. All right, a bird, Peat land. Okay. I didn't realize we hadn't made our land drop yet, so that's actually really good too. Oh, excellent. Bird. Let them misstep it if they want to. That's fine. Okay. Nope. Sure. I think we're in pretty good position. We might even just have lethal next turn. 4 creatures in the graveyard. 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll take 8 off the Grist after our attack. It's pretty close to lethal. 3 cards in hand. I need to answer Yawg and Grist this turn, I think. And we got 2 extra draws if we need them. There's an iteration. I don't think that's the start you're looking for. They need to find a heat. All right, there's the heat. They're bringing the heat. There's a Dragon's Rage. Okay, so their sequencing, once again, is a little bit off here because they're going to heat our Yawg and we're going to be able to kill a Dragon's Rage in response. Whereas if they heat the Yawg first and then play the Dragon's Rage, they get to keep their creature alive. But we are okay with this. There's a Yawgmoth. We'll dump our bird next. All right, there's a Geist. And we'll dump... I think our wall is fine. I should have added a mana with that wall. That was a little bit of a mistake. All right, another Yawg. And now they're just dead. I guess technically we're 1 mana short of killing them, but they're pretty much dead. All right, now they're just dead. We'll plus. There was an argument for me not to plus there. Just so I could find my Endurance first. All right, so this is a combo. This is infinite from this point forward. So we can just draw our entire deck. Let me message my opponent and ask if they're okay. Scooping. Loop. Scoop. All is quiet on the milkshake front. Not a peep from milkshake after we politely ask for the scoop. All right, milkshake. It's been real. It's been fun. Now it's done. All right, and they scoop. Moving on, game 2. Double Endurance comes in. Murderous Cut comes in. I think there's an argument for Fatal Push. I'll be bringing in our Veil of Summer. Do I bring in Fatal Push on the draw? I feel like that's worthwhile. My voice just got really squeaky when I said that. And then do I want Ooze or Thoughtseize? I feel like Ooze is medium in this matchup. It definitely comes in handy sometimes, but other times I feel like it's not great. We're going to board out 3 Hierarchs, a Geist, 3 Evos. I think we'll board out 2 Hierarchs and go with that. We're back. I'm getting the impression Milkshake is not the most experienced of Murktide pilots. But, you know, you live and you learn. Practice makes perfect, everybody. Okay, opponent chooses to play first. They keep their 7-card hand. At a glance, this hand looks very medium, but I actually kind of like it in this matchup. I like having Yawgmoths, especially on the draw, because it's a good way for us to deal with Ragavan. So I'm actually okay with this. All right, opponent leads Bobble. I'm just going to yield through the turn, let them do their thing. Target themselves, see if they have a fetch land, which I would imagine they do. And they do. A Misty Rainforest. They fetch. Basic. All right, so you are telling me that Blood Moon should be a concern of mine. And I was not thinking about Misstep, but now that they made that, took that line, I am thinking about Misstep. So I'm just going to pass the turn. I will gladly play around it. If you want to like turn 2 counterspell, sure. Turn 2 counterspell. Might Geist. Fetch. No fetch. Steam Vents. Shock. Sure. We can just sit here. Christ. Okay, I'll play out my Misty. I'll pass the turn. We can play this game. You want to play this game? That's fine by me. You're supposed to be tempoing me. Remember? Remember, friend? Flooded Strand. Fetch. Another basic. Feels like a Blood Moon. Turn off auto yields. Not a surprise here. Not a surprise. Alright. Get our double forest. And we are up. And we have the answer to Blood Moon here with the Boseiju. I actually don't really think we need to use that right now. We'll just build out our board a little bit more, and then we'll use it from there. Hey, I thought you didn't have 1-drops. I sure didn't, Billy. I sure didn't. Milkshake, you're up. What you got? You played your aggressive Blood Moon. Now you're staring down a bunch of angry pups, and you gotta make a choice. You gotta decide for yourself. Is it Flagstaff or is it Hollywood? Take your pick. If anyone knows that reference, I don't know what I'll give you, but I'll be very impressed. All right, so one of our wolves is going away. They are tapping down again. We have the Boseiju for the hearse too, so we might, next time they think of making a play like that, we might dump the hearse in response. I think that might be the play to make. So they have 3 cards in hand. We drew into a Murderous Cut. I wonder if this is... They're representing Misstep. They have been the whole game. So I wonder if this is the turn where I just do nothing, leave up Boseiju. And this is like one of the instances I haven't liked Murderous Cut because of, like, they have the hearse here. So Murderous Cut gets significantly worse. They have the hearse, so it gets worse. Decisions. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play my birds into this Misstep. Like, they're going to feel like they got us. Okay, they didn't. Okay. That's fine. I'm going to swing with my wolf. And we'll just pass from here. I'm going to give my opponent an opportunity to make a mistake. We'll see if they do. 1, 2. Iteration, sure. Okay, they cast the iteration. They exiled an island. They cast an island. Sure. And they do nothing. Sure. Okay. I'm just gonna sit here as well. They didn't kill our bird. Now we have an endurance too. That's actually really good. We'll lead with an attack, and then I'm going to pass the turn after that. Depending on what they do, I'm going to flash in this endurance when I get an opportunity. So if they tap down some of these blue sources, which I'm hoping they do, they don't. But if and when they do, we will be ready. All right, there's a consider, sure. I wonder if I was supposed to cast Endurance in response to that. Like if they have a Murktide, we do have an answer to it. So we'll see what they do here. They dump a Ledger Shredder, interesting. They don't have a board presence, but they're putting Ledger Shredder into their graveyard. And they're continuing to represent a counter spell. The question is, do I flash an Endurance here? I think I do. They're gonna counter this. The only issue is if they kill our bird. That's the issue. Okay, there's the counter. They have 3 cards in hand. All right, let me draw Thoughtseize, which is fine. Put a Grist into play. So good friend Grist, plus the Grist. Put a Cord into the graveyard, we'll swing with the Wolf, and we'll pass the turn. And I can't imagine they have an Unholy Heat because I think they would have killed the Birds of Paradise, so I think we're okay right now. Like we're doing fine. Sure, you eat 2 cards, that's fine. Milkshake, back at it. Okay, another iteration coming here. Okay, a Shredder, that's fine. We can definitely deal with that. They have 3 cards in hand. 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana. Is this a Murktide? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a Murktide for 4. I'm once again a little baffled by how they're playing. They're gonna get so punished here. Alright. There's your Murktide. Oh, Milkshake. Alright, so you have a 5/5 Murktide that I can just kill. And I think this is the point. I wonder if I dump the Hearse here or dump the Blood Moon. I feel like there's more of an argument for me to dump the Hearse, almost. And then Geist, kill the Murktide. I might not even need to. Hopefully they forget to eat my graveyard here. So that would make me able to do everything I want to do. Okay, they did. There that goes. And they don't have a land to fetch, I don't think. Okay. So from here, alright, Wall of Roots not a bad draw. So we can go Wall of Roots into Geist, kill the Murktide, and Thoughtseize them. Sequencing wise, this is a little bit weird because if they pump the Shredder, we can't attack into the Shredder, but I think that's okay. Let's see what they discard here. Okay, they discard a land. So now we're going to Thoughtseize them. Sacrifice our Geist here. Kill the Murktide. We're going to swing with the Geist. And there is an opportunity, I guess, for them to kill the Grist from here. But I think we're okay with that. So they have Dress Down and Bobble. I think we just hit the Dress Down. So if they draw a non-creature spell, or just if they draw a spell, they'll be able to trigger the Ledger Shredder. We'll see if they have something here. Okay, consider. So they will be able to do that. And then if they discard a non-creature to this, they put another Blood Moon in the graveyard. If they discard a creature to the Connive, they'll be able to attack and kill our Grist. Okay, there's the Bobble we knew about. So much card selection. Okay, so they're not going to be able to kill our Grist unless they bolt it down. A little strange, unless they just have 2 lands in hand. Okay, Bobble targeting me, sure. Okay, not attacking Grist. Very, very odd lines of play here. 1 mana, they're thinking. Okay, they bolt our Grist, sure. Draw for turn, Yawgmoth. I'm going to swing with my Geist here. I'll take a hit for 3, sure. And I'll play another Yawgmoth. And I'm just going to pass turn from there. I feel like the pace of this game is like super slow. I feel like we're crawling here. I feel like if I draw into another Endurance, a Chord of Calling, those will all be good things. Opponent tapping 2 mana, feels like another Murktide, which we will be able to kill here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2. Okay, and we will be able to have mana up for a Spell Pierce as well. Okay, 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana. I shouldn't have minused the wall, that was a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Murder's Cut. Moving back to our turn. Okay, and that was a good draw. I'm just going to attack with everything. At this point, I guess if they have like a Dress Down, I don't know. I don't know what the issue would be, but we're gonna put them on the clock here. They block an Insect, and I'm gonna wait till end step here. I'm gonna flash in my Endurance and pass turn. And I don't know what they can do from this point. They have one card in hand, they'll draw another card on their turn. Like the out that they could potentially have, but even then, like if they had like spell into Brotherhood's End, is that what the card's called? Like it's still gonna bring back our Yawgmoth. So we get there, 3-0. All right, we are back. We are currently 3-0 in our Modern League. We are on the play against Patriones. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, but that's what I'm gonna go with. I think it was the GLHF. We'll give it right back at him. We're on the play. Let's do it. I feel like we've kind of like bumbled and stumbled our way through this league, despite the fact we haven't lost a game yet. And this hand is like another example. We can't keep this. This doesn't do anything. We're gonna mulligan. All right, this 6 is better. It's still not great, but I think this is a keep. And then I think we ship the Yawgmoth here. I think we're good on green mana. I don't think Yawgmoth makes too much of a difference, so we'll go with it. Play out our basic forest and pass the turn. Our opponent kept to 7. Patriones. Patronius? Uh-oh. Wow. Turn 1. Discard Dolphy Voidwalker. There's a grief. And our hand shall be shredded. Guess you get rid of the wall roots to start with, and then you hit the grist and leave us with an Eldritch Evolution that does not do anything. Assuming that there's going to be 2 cards discarded here. You know, there was this thing in Legacy that always used to happen when your opponent would wish you good luck, have fun. It was always like a turn 1 chalice. And maybe that's a thing in Modern too, where good luck, have fun. Oh, hey, here's double grief. The most unfun thing anybody could ever do. It's just like satire in its highest form. Irony. Good grief. All right, you're gonna get rid of our grist. Let's go. Turn 2. All right, Yawgmoth, drew a creature. I like it. I'm gonna play out the Mire and then our Yawgmoth, and then we'll be able to Evo that next turn if Evo is still in our hand and they don't have another Voidwalker, as they already discarded 1. And that's like the god draw for them. Like turn 1 grief, Undying, Voidwalker, and you're just like left with your hands up in the air. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't have any cards in my hand, and all the synergies of my deck rely on my graveyard. What do you want me to do? Just go into the fetal position, cry. All right, Ragavan, we can deal with that. We can do this. Blood Crypt. All right. We're in this. Another Yawgmoth. We got wolves aplenty. And from here, I think we just get our grist. I think that's the move. Or is it not? Maybe we just play another wolf, take another hit for 4, and then hope to have the Evo next turn. Just to have like a little bit of insurance to deal with. Because like here, if I go grist plus, and they kill my Yawgmoth, my grist is just dead. It's just griefed. They hit it for 4. It's just such an inefficient play to not get a grist though. But we don't really have anything else that's worthwhile. I think this is quite a risky line, and this might be the wrong line, but I'm actually going to play out my Yawgmoth here and pass the turn. There's so many ways that I get punished here, but I feel like grist might be our path to victory, so I might need to get a little lucky here. All right, there's Voidwalker. So they drew that off the top because they would have cast it last turn had they had it. So we got punished a little bit. I got the Ragavan here. We got to block the Ragavan. Can't let that happen. Oy vey. And now, like, even if we get grief, if we get grist, I don't think there's really too much. I guess, like, grist, the point of getting it from here is just, like, it's like a decoy. So I think that's what we're going to do, but, like, they're going to attack into it. I guess I could get, like, an Innkeeper, which guarantees my Yawg next turn, and then gains me a life. Maybe that's better. We're gonna take a hit for 7, go down to 5 to 6. Okay, yeah, maybe we're gonna try this. I don't know if this is right, but we're gonna do this. Go life gain. A little bit of an unconventional line there. Opponent plays out their 4th land, a Bloodstained Mire. We're gonna take a hit for 7, go down to 5. If they kill the Innkeeper here, it's just GG. There's no way out for us at that point, unless they just make some sort of a major misstep, or a minor misstep. Don't blow our 5-0 here. Don't do us dirty. Patriones. Scam. Public enemy number 1. Seasoned Pyromancer. This has been a pretty strong draw from our opponent this game. They had a Fable in hand too. pretty strong. Pretty solid. Alright, hitting for 7. You got me. Alright, we drew a basic forest, so we will be able to keep our treasure token at least. Alright, so the move here is double block Grief. I think we're still dead though, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't think we're getting out of this situation. Let's see if they attack with everybody. If they have any removal spell too, we're just dead. If they have any burn spell, we're just dead. If they have a fury, we're dead. I was already thinking of like thumbnails I could make for this video if we got like the perfect 5-0, you know, the flawless victory flashing across the screen. It seems like that's not happening. That's a scoop. You got it all. They did another fury too. They discarded a fury. Pretty good. All right, so we're gonna bring in Scavenging Ooze, double endurance, triple Thoughtseize, and a Veil of Summer. And we're gonna board out 2 chords, at least 2 evos, some number of birds, and a Yawgmoth. I might keep in the Yawgmoth, get rid of 1 Thoughtseize. I feel like Thoughtseize is really good on the play though. We'll get rid of Yawgmoth, and we'll go with this. All right, game 2. Let's see if we can get back at them. All right, opening 7. Unfortunately, we're a little landlocked, so I think we're gonna mulligan this one. All right, same thing, different day, but I don't think we can mull again. I don't think we can afford to go down to 4 or 5 against them, so we're gonna keep this and dump the cord. I thought I F6 there, I'm glad I didn't. We're gonna play out the bird to start with and pass the turn. They kept a 7-card hand. I don't think our chances are high that we're winning this game. Like, we need to pull land off the top. We need them to not have a good hand. We need a lot to go right. All right, and they got the turn win. They got the thing. They got the thing. You got us. This deck is so not fun to play against. Grief, do your thing, sure. What did they discard off of the Grief originally? Another Grief. Embarrassment of riches. All right, there goes our Hierarch. All right, drew into a Grist, which does absolutely nothing. Play out our Geist. If they go like turn 2 Voidwalker here, I might just scoop. There's a high probability of me just scooping at that point, just because my soul has been crushed and my spirit has been dampened. The little flame inside me, gone. All right, get rid of the Grist. All right, we racing? We racing, bro? All right, we racing. Me and my 1 land, going at it. They're down to 9. They have 4 cards in hand. They're thinking, which doesn't make me feel particularly confident. All right, there's a Ragavan, sure. For 2, let's see what you got. They're gonna hit my land, I guarantee you. Yep, hit a land. Of course. I didn't want that land anyway. All right, Wall Roots, that's actually not bad. So I think I'm actually gonna attack with both my Geists here. I'm just gonna keep pressuring their life total. If they have something like a Bolt, they have a Bolt, but I think we have to keep turning them sideways. I think that's the way we win this game. We'll go Wall of Roots into our Yawgmoth and pass the turn from here. And then depending on what they do on their turn, if they just like play out Ragavan and don't attack, I don't know if I attack with the Geist again with the 3/2. Our best draw from here is like Evo, Cord, can't cast a Yawg. We need our board to be intact too, so we need them not to have a Fury. Fury kills 2 of our creatures. And then if you have Fury Undying, it's all over. All right, there's Fury. Who invited that guy? I feel like I should start giving nicknames to the elementals. Like Fury, we're gonna call him Frank. Grief is Gary. Endurance, we're gonna call Eugene. Kind of looks like a Eugene, right? I don't know about Solitude or Subtlety. If you have any ideas for those two, let me know. All right, so Frank hits the bin. Gary's still in play. Eugene is nowhere to be seen. They have 3 cards in hand. Draw a... This feels like a Kolaghan's Command, which would be very unfortunate. I think they have a Kolaghan's Command. They're debating, do they bring back their Fury or do they kill our Geist? That's what they're thinking. Kill our Geist, and we discard a card. To be honest, I'd prefer that over the alternative. Another Fury, so sure. And we just have resources galore over here. And I feel like they have a... this guy, yeah, that was the card I was trying to think of. They have this guy, you know, which is just like the card they wanted to have. All right, swing for 4, sure. Go down to 10. Feels like this game's over, but we'll keep going. Play out our tomb, pass the turn. It's just like such a disheartening feeling playing against this deck. It's just like the least fun thing ever. Alright, we'll take another hit for 4, we'll go down to 6, and I hope they double bolt us to take us out of our misery here. Unfortunately, they did not. Alright, Innkeeper. My good friend Innkeeper is back. So I could attack with the Yawgmoth, but I think they just take it. So I don't think we're going to block here. They're down to 6 life. 3 cards in hand. They untap. Play another land. Target legendary creature gains fear. Okay, they don't have any legends in play, so we don't have to worry too much. They attack with grief, 2 cards in hand. It's like, how do we get out of this situation? We block, we double block, Wall of Roots, Yawgmoth. What can we draw into? Like a Grist, I guess, is our best draw. Grist gives us a shot. If we don't block and they have a lightning bolt, we just die. But if they have a lightning bolt, we're probably just going to die anyway. That feels kind of futile. I think I'm actually just going to take this and go down to 2. Like, if I double block and they have a bolt, like, Wall of Roots is gone. They can bolt my Innkeeper and then they just swing for lethal next. Yeah, that's not what we wanted. Alright, just scoop it up. We are 3-1. Alright, everybody, we are back. Match 5 of our YoungToast, ya boy. We rolled the lower number, which I think means we are on the draw, and our opening 7, well, it has potential. It only has 1 land. Let me just see. If we were on the play, I think I would actually keep this. I just think, I don't think we can keep it on the draw. I think we have to mulligan. Another 1-lander. This one I like a little bit better because it has Yawgmoth. They keep their 7-card hand. Probably not good enough. They do not reveal a companion. I'm really tempted to keep this, but it's really, really bad if they kill our Hierarch. I'm going to keep it and hope we get lucky. Dump the Endurance. Maybe I should have dumped the Geist. Maybe that was the move. Let's see what YoungToast does. They have a squirrel-looking thing as their avatar. Hallowed Fountain. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this hand actually is okay against that, because we can feel pretty safe knowing that our Hierarch is not going to die. If they have like a turn 2 Cauldron or a turn 2 Stoneforge, that would be bad. Yeah, that's bad. Let's see if they get a hammer or if they get a... Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to take a pretty big hit here. Alright, land not bad. Alright, so we're like 1 turn off of winning, as long as we can survive this next turn. But if they have like... If they can hit us with the Yawgmoth, we're just going to die. But I don't think there's anything we can do about that. I think we play out Wall of Roots into Geist. Yeah, and next turn, our turn 3, hope we can kill. Hope they don't have another land here. Hope they don't see the line. There's a land. Ugh, it burns. I haven't played against Hammertime in a little while. There was like a period where I'd play against it like multiple times every league. And it's been a little while since I played it last. They are targeting the correct creature, so we are going to concede the game. Alright, game 2. Alright, so Hammertime on the play. We're going to bring in 5 cards. We are going to be shaving definitely Endurance, definitely some number of Grist, definitely some number of Wall of Roots. And I think that's what we're going to go with. They are in a blue splash, so they are going to have counter spells available, but I think this is okay. Fatal Push, Murderous Cut, worth considering, but I don't think we need them. I might bring in Thoughtseizes when I'm on the draw, since I don't have Might in the deck anymore. But we'll go with this. Alright, opening 7, a little slow, but I think this is a keep with the Force of Vigor. They mulligan to 6. Like, Patra's pretty powerful against them, too. They mulligan to 5. Ouch. Okay. We're going to lead on a Misty and just pass the turn. Nothing happening here. Nothing to see. Alright, YoungToast, their turn 1. Let's see what they do. 5-card hand. Springleaf Drum, and they pass the turn. We're going to fetch non-basic here. We've got no reason not to get it. They don't have Blood Moon or anything like that in the deck, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to get my Hapatra into play. There's 2 reasons to get the Hapatra down earlier than the Geist. 1, just its effect if we connect in combat is really, it's a pretty big deal. And 2, I wonder if I should just dump this right now. I'm going to hold off. And 2, if we draw into a Beseiju, it is a more cost-effective more cost-effective move. All right, they get a Cauldron. I think there was a consideration for me to dump this Saga and the Drum in response to the Stoneforge. So this would be an instance where the Geist would have been better earlier, but I think we're still okay as long as we get this Yawgmoth into play. We're going to lead with an attack, and we're going to put a counter on the Stoneforge. If they don't block, which I don't think they will. I suppose I could also... So this works also with the Grist, where I can sacrifice the Snake and kill the Stoneforge. And I wonder if that's just better. Once again, Blacksmith's skill punishes me a little bit. No, I think I just get the Geist out. I should have played that pre-combat. So this is a little bit of a mistake. I didn't think through my lines all the way. So that's bad on me. My bad. Alright, so they're up to 2 on the Saga. And I think I will likely use Force of Vigor during their turn. Okay, so they're activating here. They have the Cauldron. Alright, so they hit for 5, sure. We'll take that hit. Suppose I could have prevented a point of damage there, but I think we're okay. And from here, I am going to Force of Vigor here and now, just to get rid of that Saga. Okay, and from here we should be pretty good, I think. So I'll leave with a fetch. Just get a basic. Get our Yawg. Start churning some value. Alright, another Force of Vigor, pretty good. We're going to attack here. And I can attack with everybody because, well, we can just untap and kill everything here. Oh, always yield, yes. Alright, Chord of Calling is just lethal from this point. So we will get our Chord, we get our Blood Artist, and we will win the game. Let's see if our opponent wants to scoop from here. Loop, comma, scoop, question mark. YoungToast, are you with us on this one? Can you scoop, my friend? They said you can click 11 times. Not that hard. Okay, we'll click 11 times. That's fine. Just trying to save us both some time. YoungToast, you ain't gotta be mean about it. You ain't gotta be mean about it. But I will click 11 times for you. It's actually less than 11 times. Less than 11 activations, but that's fine. It's amazing we didn't draw land in all these cards here. Not sure why they made us click through that, but YoungToast, whatever works for you, bro. Alright, we're going to bring in our Thoughtseizes, and we're going to shave down on a Geist, and I think another Wall of Roots. And we'll go with this. I think there's maybe an argument to cut one of our Chord of Callings instead of a Wall of Roots, but okay. I think the 7 is acceptable. If they have like a really fast hand, we'll get punished, but I think we have to keep that. Like turn 2 Liberator is just really strong. Okay, they lead Seachrome, Colossus Hammer, sure. So to me this says they have a Paladin. That's what this is representing to me. We'll lead on an Ignoble and pass the turn. They have 5 cards in hand, up to 6. So it's good to know we can't die this turn. Best card, which is always the case, is going to be our like Force of Vigor, most likely, or a Yawgmoth. Okay, they have a Stoneforge turn 2. See if they have a Cauldron. Okay, they get their Cauldron. Alright, we're on the clock. So if this Liberator was a Might, we'd be in a little bit of a better position, but it is not. So with that being said, the question is, I think we go Liberator into another Hierarch, I think. We'll get another basic here. I think our line to win this game is just to combo kill them. I think that's what we're going for. So we'll see if they cast a spell this turn too. Like we might be able to like flip the Liberator, dump the Hammer, and just like start beating them. See what they decide on here. All right, here's Cauldron. Sure. All right, so our Thoughtseizes are pretty dead at this point. They're leaving up a Seachrome Coast, which could be representing some form of counter magic. So we do need to keep an eye on that. We'll see if they have another 1-drop. Path to Exile on my Liberator. Okay, yeah, sure. We'll get our Swamp. So that takes us off Yawgmoth, so it's pretty brutal. We do need another 2-drop to be able to do our thing from this point. So I could Evo a Hierarch into a Geist, Evo the Geist into a Yawg. Is that I guess that's the best line here. I don't really think there's anything better. All right, we're gonna undo this here real quick. I'm gonna swing for 3. They have 3 cards in hand. All right, 3 cards. They're at 16 life. We're at 12 life. From here, I might block with the Geist. Core Outfitter. Enters the battlefield. Search your library for an equipment card. Enters the battlefield. You may attach target equipment you control to target creature. Okay, so we're going to need to find a Force of Vigor here. And if they have the that thing up, we'll just lose. Blacksmith skill. I don't think there was anything we could really do there. I don't think there was a line to prevent that. Attacking? Okay. Okay, we need a Force of Vigor here. Even then, like if we find Force of Vigor, we're still in a little bit of trouble. Alright, there's another Yawgmoth, not a Force of Vigor. And I wonder if we just, I think we minus on this thing again. Alright, we got it. No blocks. And before damage. Oh, cancel. Cast, undo, and I'll discard a bird. Alright, and they have the blacksmith skill, which we knew was a possibility. Yep. Alright, you got us. You got us, YoungToast, with your angry no concession game 2. Alright, so the premise to this video was that if you play like Zerk and you play Zerk's list, you'll win everything. And clearly today I did not play like Zerk. I fell short. I came up short. Started off really strong. It looked good. But then we lost the last two. Last match against Hammertime, I'm sure there are probably some things I could do differently, so I'm not sure if I could have won that match, but I think there was maybe something I could have done differently to, you know, put myself in a position to win. Maybe in response to that last creature, I have to start drawing for the Force of Vigor right then and there. But then again, they'll still have the blacksmith skill, so I don't know. I don't know what I do there, but 3-2, not the best, but it's, I mean, we're in the positive, so we'll take it. That is going to do it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. We got it done. 3-2, Zerk Yawg. It's a good list. You can run it. I recommend you give it a try. See what you think. See if you're as good as the man himself. I will see you all on Monday. I will be back with a new video then. Be well, everybody.